Welcome to another episode of UCRD Reviews. So today I have a Bandai release that I completely forgot to pre-order, and I got it a little bit late, but we have it. This one's the MS-06Z Psycommu Zaku version anime from MSV. Now you might be wondering, didn't we already see a Psycommu Zaku? And we did. That one was the high mobility version. This mobile suit actually came first in the timeline and was developed alongside the Brabro in the Bishop plan. This Zaku is also known as the Bishop for that reason. It was developed to test out weaponry that was eventually going to be used on the Zeong, so it has these big, bulky arms on it, much like the high mobility Psycommu Zaku that came after this one. So I think in my other review I mentioned that I was hoping that they would make this one, and they finally did, which is pretty awesome. This is again the first time we're seeing a figure of this Zaku, which is pretty cool, and it's going to be very, very similar to the other one. So don't expect anything super different. The accessories are pretty much exactly the same. But of course the Zaku itself is different, so that's what we'll be taking a look at. So let's go ahead and check it out. Alright, so let's take a look at yet another Zaku. So this is the Psycommu Zaku. Very, very cool. The head has these nice red-orange markings on it. Very pink mono eye. You do want to be careful of the antennas, but they are removable, and you have a replacement set back here. The head will look up quite a bit there, and you have a bit of downward movement, and it'll do a full 360. I won't do it, but it will, I assure you. Top of the head comes off, and you can move the mono eye around in either direction. You can move it all the way to the back if you want, kind of like the other Psycommu Zaku, and you can actually display it as if it's powered down, which is pretty cool. Just something unique that some of the other Zaku figures don't allow you to do, because the mono eye will only go so far. Moving forward here, we have the chest. It'll come down quite a bit. You can actually extend it up, and it'll go backward quite a bit as well. It will do a full 360, but the joint is really tight, so I'm not going to push it. This top part is on a joint separately from this, so you have a little bit of extra movement. That's where you get all that moving around that it can do. There's a bit of chest flex, as you can see there. You got some nice markings on the front. Again, more of that red-orange. You have an arrow down there. You have two effect part compatible thrusters that will fold in about that far, and that's the extent at which they'll come out. Around the back you have three effect part compatible thrusters that are ball jointed. Not much detail going on back here. And then with the arms, they'll come up about that far before they hit the head. Shoulder armor is fixed to the arms here. You have a 3 marking on both arms, as well as the double stars. Nothing else on the shoulders. But you have some nice detail right here on the shoulders. This is on the front and back. You have some arrows going all the way around the arms. You have a marking down there. So pretty nice. The elbow joint will go about that far before the arms start to pop off. And you have a rotating joint right up in here that'll go all the way around. Hands are ball jointed and can move around all over, and each individual finger and thumb are also ball jointed. These are little panels that can pop off. Let's see if I can get one off here. There we go. And that's actually a stand compatibility piece that's present on both arms. Now, moving down toward the bottom here, skirt armor comes up about that far. Rear skirt armor is fixed. You have 2 ball jointed effect part compatible thrusters here. That's your stand connector, and you have 2 more thrusters down here. Legs will come up about that far. They will come forward about there, and you have a decent amount of knee articulation despite the bulky legs. You do have a bit of thigh swivel. The armor will hit at some point, but it can go quite a bit before it does come into contact. You have some nice detail here and here, which is pretty cool. Lots of that red-orange panel lining, some arrows, another ball-jointed effect part compatible thruster, 2 effect part compatible thrusters on the feet, and the feet will come down about that far, up about that far, and some decent side-to-side, but no toe articulation. So overall, a very articulated Zaku that looks fantastic. I wish all of the version anime figures had this kind of paint detail, but I'm glad that at least some of them do, including this one. So let's take a look at what this comes with. So first off here, we just have one other set of hands. Again, we have ball joints for all the fingers, but this time they are effect part compatible, and they're just swapped out for the other hands. So pretty easy. We have 2 Psycommu system cables that are bendable, just like the other Psycommu Zaku. So these are pretty nice. We have some thruster effects. Let's see if I can get these out of here. And it looks like we have 5 big ones and 2 little ones. If I'm correct, we'll go ahead and take a look. So these are all the same size, or not, actually. So it looks like we have 3 medium-sized ones, 2 large ones, and then we have 2 little tiny ones. So pretty cool. Good array of thruster effects. And then we have the 5-barrel mega particle cannon effects. So we have 2 of the small ones, 2 that are a little bit taller, and we have 2 that are a little bit taller than those. And then I think these 4 are all going to be the same height and a little bit taller as well, to get 4 of them that are at the tallest point. So that is everything that it comes with, and everything attaches really well. We'll go ahead and put some of these on just so you can see. Like I said, it's pretty cool. Each individual finger can accept an effect part, and it comes out looking pretty cool. So let's do a comparison with the other Psycommu system Zaku. So neither of these Zakus are particularly tall, but you can see that the Bishop is a bit taller than the high mobility type. You can see there's some similarities in the chest, but beyond the top part of the torso, everything else down here is completely different. The arms appear to be pretty much the same. I believe they're even the same mold, as well as the top of the arms and the shoulder armor. The head looks to be slightly different. This one's a little bit more narrow. And then going around to the back here, obviously the bottom part of the skirt armor is going to be different, and the backpack here looks a little bit different. This Zaku was known for having pretty much a 10-minute operating time, which wasn't very combat effective, and so you can see there's propellant tanks here to give this one a little bit longer combat effectiveness time. So pretty cool. This one was actually used, 3 of these were developed, and a 4th one was made from spare parts and given to the Marcosius team, which they used at the end of the war. And Unit 2, I believe, of these got developed into this, which is pretty cool. So I like having both of them. So this Psycommu system Zaku is really neat and an interesting Zaku design that I'm glad to have as a figure. Now, I paid $84.49 for this, and I probably could have picked it up cheaper had I not forgotten to pre-order it. But for $84, being a P Bandai, I think it's worth it. Now, I have 2 figures, obviously, that are very similar, that both bear the same name on the box, but they're both unique designs, and I like to have them. Now, is this worth $84 to everybody? Probably not, but I personally like this design. I think it's very unique. It's neat for the development history of the Zaku. It comes with all the accessories it needs. The Psycommu cables are nice. I don't typically pose with them, but they're nice to have, of course. Just for those that don't know, the way to pose with them is this end of the cable goes in the arm there, and then this other end fits into the arm like that, and it'll just hang there. And again, this is where you would use that stand piece to hold everything up. But in my case, I don't typically have these pieces on there, so I just have the arm as it is. But again, very neat Zaku. Definitely worth picking up if you're a Zaku fan like me. It's a really solid figure. It's colored way better than most version animes, so I think that's well worth picking it up there. So thank you for watching the review. If you have any questions, drop them in the comments below. I appreciate everybody supporting the channel, and be on the lookout for the Easy 8 review, which should finally be coming in the mail after its original release had a quality control issue. So I'll get the corrected version. We can all take a look at it together. So thanks for viewing, and I'll see you next time.